In this video, I am going to demonstrate how we can use stored procedure with a table value param in Entity Framework Core in an ASP.NET Core project. So let's move to the Visual Studio first. So here you can see this is our project, and here I have created a DB context here. So this is a DB context name, my DB context, and I have defined here the dependency injection for the connection string. Here you can see I have added services for database context, and here this is connected with the default connection with the default connection, and which is here in app settings.json. So now here it is the stored procedure which I am going to execute, and let me show you the same thing here in the database. So you can see here currently inside my table, this is a table here, and in this table I am going to insert these 4 rows at once using the stored procedure. Okay, and that stored procedure will be executed from Entity Framework Core. So here you can see this is the UDT underscore employees is the table type variable. Okay, and this is basically your defined table type. So and here it is the column names. There are 5 columns in the database table, and the table name is test, right? And here you can see this is the stored procedure which I am going to execute, and this is the parameter I have taken as a table type, table value type, and this is the table value type created. Okay, after executing this of this query, this will be created here, right? So let's move to the Visual Studio to check how we can proceed to execute. So here you can see this is my API endpoint at weather forecast controller, and here you can see the first thing what I have taken for creating or to passing the multiple rows at once to the stored procedure. So I have created here one table, data table here, and for creating the data table you must need to use its reference here at the top, and the reference is here system.data. This is the reference what you need to add. Alright, and here you need to add all these things to run the complete process, right? So now here you can see I have added one column as ID, second column with the name, third is email, fourth is phone, and fifth is department, and the same number of columns you can see I have given here in the table value type. All these 5 parameters are same here what I have created here in the data table, and here I am adding the row, and this is row 1, this is row 2. So basically I have hard coded the value here, so I have added here 4 rows, right? So you can pass these values from anywhere by getting from any form or getting from any JSON string, right? But here I have passed it as a hard coded. So there are four rows basically added here, and the 4 rows each are having the 5 columns. The first column is ID, which is here, and the second is name, third is email, fourth is phone, and the fifth one is the department. So now I am going to insert all these 4 columns at once by executing the stored procedure here. So before executing the stored procedure we need to pass this query or execute this query, but before executing this query we must need to create its variable, which is table value types. Therefore what we have done here I have created a parameter which is going to be the SQL parameter, and this parameter is like to happen is like this is going to be the employees, right? And that parameter I have passed as a structure type, and here it is the test data table, right? basically these data tables. I have passed it as a value of this parameter, and here I have passed the type name of this parameter, right? And now at the last I am passing this parameter as a parameter or the value of this employee in the stored procedure, right? So you can see this is the same stored procedure which I am calling here in the SQL server. So you can see this is the same thing, just change the variable name, okay, and nothing else is different. So now I am going to run this project here. So now our project is running. So I am here with the post method and the postman. So now I am going to hit the send button here, and once I just hit the send button, then it will the breakpoint will come here, okay. There, yeah, you can see here now it has hit the breakpoint here, and now I will process step by step. Here you can see now the first line was 54 is executed, 55, 56, 7, and all these lines will be executed one by one. And here you can see I have also created the SQL parameter, and now this is the final step for that. So I am again going to hit the F10. So now you can see it is processing something, right? And you can see now we got the data returned, and inside the data we can see the 4, that means it is the like number of rows inserted which is showing in the response here, right? So by executing this query, all these 4 rows have been inserted inside our database table. So I will go ahead and again click on F10, and then I will click on continue. So now you can also see here we got 200 OK status in the postman. And again let me go to the database and let me execute this select command here. So now you can see we got all 4 rows inserted here, right? So like this you can execute any stored procedure which is having tail value type parameter in the in the parameter of a stored procedure. So here I would like to inform you one more thing, like here I have used execute SQL interpolated, but you can also use execute SQL command, but that method is not deprecated, therefore I will not recommend you to use that. So go ahead with this execute SQL interpolated. This is the latest update in the .NET Entity Framework Core. So that's all guys in this video, okay. So thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe the channel. And if you have any questions or queries, please mention that in the comment section, okay.